Shalom. This is Shalomar from the Great Millstone Atlanta Church. Before I get started in this lesson, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahawashi, Bahashim, Rakak, Wadash. Double honors to my elders and apostles of Great Millstone that teach and rule well. Peace, safety, much love, and blessings to the elect of Israel. The title of this lesson is, How are you spending your last moments before the return of Yahawashi? And as simple as that, it's a question. That's something that we all should ask ourselves. Whether we in the camp, outside the camp, in another camp, what are you doing? How are you spending your last moments before the return of Yahawashi? Because if you haven't realized, it's a sifting going on. The Lord is taking away uh, pretty much the waste of Israel. The waste, and a lot of you people are waste. You really think with the things that you're doing now and saying now, the shit that you starting, scoffing, doing all these things, that you're gonna receive salvation out of that? You're gonna be one of those ones that's gonna be put in everlasting contempt in the kingdom. I'm gonna read this in Matthew chapter 7 real quick. It says, "Many will say to me in that day, Lord, Lord, have we not prophesied in thy name, and in thy name cast out devils, and in thy name done many wonderful works? And then will I profess unto them, I never knew you. Depart from me, ye that work iniquity." Yeah, so if you work in iniquity in these last days, you might think it's righteous in your own eyes, but the scriptures say uh, there are ways of man that roughly paraphrasing, there are ways of man that's thinking he's right, but the ways there are death. So that's, hey, we got to be perfect coming into this time, uh, with Yahweh showing this way. And we can clearly see everything going on. Parts of Matthew chapter 24 that talks about things that's going to happen in the last days is already happened, has already come to pass. We waiting on the next prophecy. While certain men count the prophecies, you know, keeping up with what's going on, the news in the world, you just got other men that's looking to start some shit. And I just don't understand that. Let me jump now to Matthew, stay in Matthew 24, and I'm going to read down at the bottom because it talks about the faithful and wise servants. Matthew chapter 24, verse 45, it says, "Who then is a faithful and wise servant, whom his Lord had made ruler over his household to give them meat in due season?" But you're not giving people meat in due season. You still going off. You still going off. And when you get corrected, you get upset. Great Millstone has the 100% truth. And if we correct you on something, I really don't do a lot. I let the elders and apostles, do a lot of the correcting. I kind of stick to prophecy. It's like a lane I have to stay in. I like to stick to prophecy. I stay in the news. I do lessons based on what's going on around the world, and also personal testimonies as well. But you got men with all this stuff going on, that just want to, what, I don't know. I don't know what to say about these guys. But anyway, we already see what the Lord is, what he has planned for certain men, because you're not feeding the flock. You're not feeding meat. You're not feeding the people meat. You're not being a good servant. I'm gonna read this in Matthew 24 and 45 again. It says, "Who then is a faithful and wise servant, whom his Lord had made ruler over his household to get him meat in due season? Blessed is that servant whom his Lord, when he cometh, shall find so doing." But if Yahawashi come back right now, what is he gonna catch you doing? Because you still in your feelings, you're not feeding the flock, and you scoffing at certain brothers. Verily I say unto you that he shall make him rule over his goods. But if he had evil servants but I'm gonna read it 48 again. But and if that evil servant shall say in his heart, My Lord delay his coming, and shall begin to smite his fellow servants, and to eat and drink with the drunken, the Lord of that servant shall come in a day when he looketh not for him, and in the hour that he is not aware of. So really, these men don't they not looking at they're not looking forward to the return of Yahawashi. And I say men, but it's women too, and children. I can't leave out you Christians, you other religions that's still scoffing in the last day, that don't believe that you know that the world is actually about to end. Still thinking your God and your Jesus is gonna save you uh, by you uh, running into $1 million and buying a nice house and getting married. It's not the time for that. Finding true love. It's not the time for that right now. We pretty much in survival mode. We pretty much in Jacob's trouble. And even going into Jacob's trouble, you would think that a lot of the men that actually know this truth, men, women, and children, that actually know this truth and would want to get right, but go completely off and wax worse. It says the Lord of that servant shall come in a day when he looketh not for him, and in the hour that he is not aware of, and shall cut him asunder and appoint him his portion with the hypocrites. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth. Yeah, because man, you gonna do this, you gonna keep scoffing to the end. Next thing you know, your Howard Shah gonna be here. All this stuff gonna be here. You gonna still have that hatred in your heart. You gonna still have that blood on your hands. You haven't repented. It don't matter how long you've been a leader of a camp or a head of a camp or in a camp, knowing that you're an Israelite, that doesn't matter. I just read in Matthew chapter 7, it says, not everyone that says, Lord, Lord, pretty much is going to receive salvation. He's going to say that I know you not. Because if you doing these things in the last day, you don't know Yahawashi, and he don't know you. Even when you go into 2nd Ezra chapter 16, right at the bottom, right at the end, it talks about the destruction, and it tells you not to let your iniquity weigh you down. It's scriptures that talks about how the meek shall inherit the kingdom. If you're not meek and humble and still doing His work in that last day, the Lord is going to leave you here, or He's going to leave you here to get hit with a missile, or you're gonna be an example for others by having a terrible death, and that's going on also. You have a lot of men that's dropping dead. That's so-called in the truth. I quoted. I might as well get it. Second Ezra chapter 16, and I'm gonna go around verse 70. Yeah, this is talking about a lot of the destruction of the people that fear the Lord, that so-called fear the Lord, or the people that fear the Lord. You know, Esau is going to come down on us. Esau being the so-called white man. Here it is, Second Ezra 16 and verse 77. Woe be unto them that are bound with their sins and covered with their iniquities, like as a field is covered over with bushes, and the path thereof covered with thorns, that no man may travel through. You know, you we're trying to clear our field so we can see that path. Instead of you having a clear field, you actually planting trees and bushes in your way. You increasing your iniquities at the worst time. You would think, even if you got your own doctrine, you would think that you would, just stay in your own lane, be as humble as possible. Even if you've been beefing with someone before, just kind of keep a distance with them or try and work things out with them. But making things worse, that's you making it worse for yourself. You making it worse for yourself. And a lot of men that know the truth, that don't know the truth, that's just their lot. That's just who they're gonna be. I'm gonna get Second Peter chapter 3:3 real quick. It says, knowing this first, that there shall come in the last days scoffers walking after their own lust. Yeah, that's what's going on. And that's been going on for a while. People scoffing at the truth. But you so-called other camps that's in the truth, what is your excuse for doing certain things? And I'm just gonna put it out there. That lets you know that Great Millstone has the 100% truth. We're the most hated camp. We seem like we're the most hated camp. All these other camps come up against us, and they get, most of the time they get shut down. A lot of times stuff just go away, but the tensions are still there. Of course, we're not holding anything. We're not holding any grudges. We try and correct you when you're wrong. But you got other camps that just watch our lessons just to try and find mistakes. To try and find mistakes. And then when they get cut, they get upset. Real upset. So hey, I'm gonna end it right there. We see what's gonna happen to certain people. You better pray that the Lord have mercy on you. If you're one of those people, even us being a hopeful elect, even the members of Great Millstone, we still pray for the Lord to have mercy on us because we're not perfect. But we already know what Yahawashi is looking for out of his servants. And if you're not doing that, hey, woe unto you. So I'm going to end it right there. I pray that this was edifying. Giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh by Hashem Yahawashi, by Hashem Rakak Radash. Double honors to my elders and apostles of Great Millstone that taught us this truth. Shalom to you elect.